What is up, guys? It's your boy, the Supreme B-Man, and I am here not to give you guys a trade back throwback, but I'm here to give you guys one of those single comic books that I just happened to pick myself up. Actually, it was given to me by a local artist down here in Nashville, Tennessee, and he decided, he was like, hey, yo, B-Man, why don't you review my comic and let me know what you think, and try to get everybody behind it. And I was like, yo, the B-Man's got you. I got you, man. So that's what happened. And I am here to review The Man in the Kitty Coat. Now, the story is written by Eric Watkins. This story is very eerie. It kind of gives me that old school black and white horror flick type feel to it. It all starts off with a little girl who is singing the Mockingbird song. You know, the Hush Little Baby, Don't Say a Word. You know that one? It reminds me of Hush. You know, the DC book Hush. Just a little bit, but it's a lot more creepier than that. And it may be a little bit more illustrated, a little bit better, if you get me. Wink, wink. Anyways, other than that, jokes aside, the story starts off with a little girl singing the Mockingbird song. Her mother comes up the stairs, and next thing you know it, the little girl is bleeding out of her eyes. Her eyes are whited out, and we're not too sure what's going on. Next thing you know it, policemen, cops, scientists, all sorts of people show up, and they try to cut off this certain section of this house and try to keep, everybody safe. But next thing you know it, a little girl goes crazy, runs off in the middle of the woods, but luckily before she does, the policemen gunned her down, they shoot her up, and they take her off. But we're here to follow a certain detective named Joey. We're not too sure what his background is, but what we do know is that this guy had experienced this type of situation before, and we're going to pretty much follow him. But there's not too much going on as in story-wise. It kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger. I won't spoil too much. I would, because this is not a book that you can just get. But I will say this, that Joey goes in on his own without permission. He goes in the middle of a house of an old type of he goes into a house where another incident similar to the little girl, but this one is a lot more darker because a little girl ends up killing her parents. And Joey goes in complete detail on how that happens, and he thinks that she had ran away, but that's not the case. She ends up attacking him, and next thing you know, she talks about how he's the chosen one, and all these sorts of things happen. And it ends where Joey is just walking off to go see what he can do and what type of clues he can get later on. And I like that, and it leaves me wanting to see more of the Man in the Kitty Coat. You don't even see the Man in the Kitty Coat. That's the crazy thing about it. But I like the story overall, but what really gets me is the art. And the art was done by the very man who gave me this book. His name is Kevin Stewart. He knows his shading. He knows his lighting. He knows where to put the darks with the darks and the lights with the lights. And even with the light with the dark and the dark with the light, if you know what I'm saying. And this book is completely illustrated in black and white. And I love that. It gives a tone to the story. And it shows emotion for all the characters and how they're looking. Especially when it comes to Joey, you see where he's angry, where he's puzzled, where he's scared, all sorts of things. And even there's a certain point in the book where he's completely in the dark, and the thing that Kevin does is that he used the lighting, and he used gray scale, and he used the darkening shadows and all sorts of stuff. I can't really explain it without actually completely showing it to you, but what I will say is that this is one of those books that you will get intrigued. It has that it's kind of on that level with The Walking Dead. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say it's like, it rivals The Walking Dead, but it has that level and a certain tone as The Walking Dead does. I love this book, and I hope that I get to see more of it. You guys need to check out Broken Icon Comics. See if you can look these guys up and see what kind of stuff that they got going on for them. Kevin, I really appreciate it for you to let me review this book, and I hope you let me review some more of your stuff, and I hope to look more into more of those indie comics that haven't hit the shelves just yet. But anyways, guys, I'm running too long. Please leave a comment below on how you feel and what you think about the not only just the comic but the video itself. And holla at the B-Man if you have any recommendations of your own. And I'll see you guys next time.